Chapter 4. Calvinism's surprising Catholic connection. There is no question that Calvin imposed upon the Bible certain erroneous interpretations from his Roman Catholic background. Many leading Calvinists agree that the writings of Augustine were the actual source of most of what is known as Calvinism today. Calvinists David Steele and Curtis Thomas point out that the basic doctrines of the Calvinistic position had been vigorously defended by Augustine against Pelagius during the 5th century. In his eye-opening book, The Other Side of Calvinism, Lawrence M. Vance thoroughly documents that John Calvin did not originate the doctrines that bear his name. Vance quotes numerous well-known Calvinists to this effect. For example, Kenneth G. Talbot and W. Gary Crampton write, "The system of doctrine which bears the name of John Calvin was in no way originated by him." B. B. Warfield declared, "The system of doctrine taught by Calvin is just the Augustinianism common to the whole body of the Reformers." Thus, the debt that the creeds coming out of the Reformation owe to Augustine is also acknowledged. This is not surprising in view of the fact that most of the Reformers had been part of the Roman Catholic Church, of which Augustine was one of the most highly regarded saints. John Piper acknowledges that Augustine was the major influence upon both Calvin and Luther, who continued to revere him and his doctrines even after they broke away from Roman Catholicism. C. H. Spurgeon admitted that perhaps Calvin himself derived it, Calvinism, mainly from the writings of Augustine. Alvin L. Baker wrote, "There is hardly a doctrine of Calvin that does not bear the marks of Augustine's influence." For example, the following from Augustine sounds like an echo reverberating through the writings of Calvin. "Even as he has appointed them to be regenerated, whom he predestinated to everlasting life, as the most merciful bestower of grace, whilst to those whom he has predestinated to eternal death, he is also the most righteous awarder of punishment." C. Greg Singer said, "The main features of Calvin's theology are found in the writings of St. Augustine to such an extent that many theologians regard Calvinism as a more fully developed form of Augustinianism." Such statements are staggering declarations in view of the undisputed fact that, as Vance points out, the Roman Catholic Church itself has a better claim on Augustine than do the Calvinists. Calvin himself said, "Augustine is so wholly with me that if I wished to write a confession of my faith, I could do so with all fullness and satisfaction to myself out of his writings."